Welcome to Sormeg's Writers Cafe, where we share the real writer's life over a cup of friendship, sprinkled with laughter and wisdom. My name is LaShonda Hoffman, and I'm your host. Our sponsor for this show is Cheryl Lister. Tender Kisses. Siobhan Gray has had it with men who view her as a stepping stone to a career with her family's successful home safety company. Even when a sexy stranger sweeps her into the dance floor at the Gala Awards event, the twice-burned PR director vows not to let down her guard. Siobhan doesn't count on Justin Cartwright's persistence as he dissolves her doubts and slowly wins her trust with passion that tempts her to believe in love again. Justin is a man with a plan, a partner with Gray Home Safety to deliver his new cutting-edge product to the market. But the tall, sensual beauty is derailing all of his best intentions. Then he discovers who she really is. Now he stands to lose everything, unless he can convince Siobhan that nothing matters more than their blossoming relationship and the future they can build together. Download your copy of Tender Kisses by Cheryl Lister, or get your copy at your local bookstore. Welcome, welcome. Today our guests are best friends, writing besties. When I'm on the ledge, she talks me down, and when I'm ready to fly, she tells me I can soar. Who's your bestie that will hide you in the meadow or help you hide the body if necessary? I stole that from Nigeria. Hello, ladies. Welcome to the Writers Cafe. Tonight, I am going to let the besties introduce themselves. So, besties, let's start with Parker.
Hi, and thanks, LaShonda, for having us on. I'm going to introduce my bestie. My bestie is Allyson Carter. Allyson and I have known each other now for, I think, 3 years, and we've been helping each other in our writing. She's an absolutely prolific writer, and she's just absolutely phenomenal, and I love her to death. She actually will help me hide the body. If she can't help me hide the body, she will at least go online and research it for me, how to hide the body and put the bleach around on the floor. That's what Allyson would do for me. So I'm really excited to introduce my bestie, Allyson Carter.
Thanks, Parker. Yes, I would help you hide the body. I'm here to introduce Parker. She's blazing a trail in the Christian fiction genre with her Sins of the Flesh series. She's a best-selling author, and her writing is amazing. And here's Parker, J. Cole.
That's me.
Jerry.
Okay, well, my best writer, friend, soul sister is Unoma Nwankwor, and she is a true writer of the diaspora because she is a Nigerian writer in America, and she gives us all that flavor in all of her writing. She's the winner of the Nigeria's Writer Award in 2015 for Best Faith-Based Fiction Writing. She will not only help me hide the body, she will probably help me kill the person too. But she will also talk me out of it if it's necessary, like if it's just too much. So she helps bring me down when I need to be brought down. But when wrong is wrong, I know she will take up for me, help me, and defend me. She's got my back all the time. And she's an excellent writer. She made me love series, and I don't read series.
Hi, my name is Unoma Nwankwor, and my closest bestie is Nigeria Lockley. What can I say about Nigeria? She's funny, she's witty, she has that edgy urban thing going on. She always has my back. She always kicks me in the behind too when I'm trying to slack off. She picks me up when I'm down. She's always able to pause her day. What I love about our friendship is that we have vowed that one of us got to stay on the cross at all times because, we can get off the ledge and, one has to pull the other back at all times. She writes stories about real life. That's what I dig about her. I read her first book called Born at Dawn, which won a Phyllis Whitley Award. And it brought out all the emotions in me. So I'm mad at the character. I'm at the same time feeling some sympathy, every emotion that a reader can get while reading the book. So, and then she's the CEO of inheritance books. My soul sis, she does her thing. She's a teacher, a mom. She stays up at 2 a.m., gets back up at 5 a.m. She's just on the go. I want to be like her when I grew up. That's Nigeria Lockley for you.
Leslie?
Okay, so I'm Leslie, and my bestie is Ines Johnson. She writes erotica, paranormal, and fairy tales. We have known each other. We met I think the first day of freshman year of college. So we've known each other for over 20 years. We were roommates senior year in college, and she talks me off the ledge all the time. Like, she knows that I'm just half crazy. I'm always turning to her like with some sort of crisis, whether it's writing or usually some kind of ridiculous thing that I'm going through, that she always is very calm and is the voice of reason in the relationship when I'm trying to go off the deep end. She'll probably talk me out of the murder, hopefully, but I'm sure she'd hide the body if it didn't get to her in time, you know. So her books are awesome. She has the Unoma series, which is a contemporary series for single mothers, and she is also an inspiration because I don't understand how she does what she does in 24 hours in a day, because she is a single mom and she works full time and she writes a million books. I mean, she writes so much. So I'm always looking at her and like, if she can do it, I can do it. I can get another few hundred words because Ines has definitely got more words than me today. So that is my bestie, Ines Johnson.
I'm going to choke up. Hi, everybody. I'm Ines, and that was my bestie, Leslie. And yes, we've known each other since college, and that's when we started swapping stories and sharing stories and helping each other tell stories in film school. And then we reconnected over romance novels years later. And the reason that I'm usually talking her off the ledge is because I'm probably standing on it saying, Leslie, look at this. So, yeah. Partner in crime is exactly it. And Leslie writes new adult and fantasy and paranormal, and she has an absolutely unique voice. Nobody is writing stories like hers. I strongly encourage you to pick up the Ersinger Chronicles and her second series, The Angel-Born Cycle, which are brilliant stories with really strong women, none of these Mary Sues or crybabies or anything like that. My favorite character of Leslie's has a knife strapped to her thigh under her dress, and I'm like, yes. So that's Leslie.
Thank you. This show was inspired by Nigeria and her best friend. I watched them online and talking to each other and stuff, and I just was like, oh, I want a bestie. And I said I wanted to do a podcast on that because writing is usually a solitary thing, and so it's nice to find somebody who actually gets what you get when it comes to writing. And so I wanted my listeners to understand how you all got together as friends and you share the misery of this writing life. And so that's why I wanted to do the podcast. A few of you said how you met, but if you didn't explain how you met, please share how did you two meet?
Well, I'll jump in.
Okay.
I think it's well known, but if it's not known, I adopted No on the internet. It started out with normal kind of book stuff, just asking her some questions, and I don't know at what point it just changed, but I think as we began to recognize we had so many things in common. I remember just one night, writing late and posting that I was eating pickles while I was writing, and she was like, oh, my God, I love pickles, too. And I was like, this is my sister. Where has she been all my life? The writing and the words brought us together.
Cool. I like that. What do you think makes a good bestie, a writer bestie?
I think what makes a good writer bestie is when you can read each other's work and you can critique it and understand how each of you flow. You can understand how your flow is. Like with me and Allie, I met her online 3 years ago, and she was going into a different genre, And so I literally sent her my whole book. I think it's like maybe half the book, Allie. I can't remember. I sent you my book, and she's just sent
the whole book.
I sent the whole thing, yeah. So like 4,000 pages I sent to her. This woman I didn't even know I sent to her at the time, and she critiqued the whole thing. And she gave me so many pointers on how to make it better, and then just so many things happened from her critique. And I remember sitting there going, this woman doesn't even know me, and she's helping me. Well, oh, my gosh, why would she do that? I remember thinking that. And so for her, she knows my voice. She knows how I think, how my word processes go in my head, and I can throw an idea to her, and she can flow with me. So I think a good writer bestie is someone who gets your flow, who gets how you write, who gets where your thought processes go, you can say, hey, I want to kill Sam. She goes, okay, how do you want to kill him? Or, hey, I want to break up, these two characters. Go ahead, how you want to break them up? We got to make it big, something like that. And so Allie gives me that encouragement, that feedback, and she's giving it to me as another writer. So writers understand each other, and that's what a writer bestie does, is kind of help you get better at writing while still helping you just as a good friend would.
And I think that the honesty and trust is really important, because you can have a lot of people critique your work and not give you really meaningful feedback. And then there's people who are just way too harsh, a lot of times if you're in critique groups with people that either online or in person, those other writing groups or something like that, you'll get a range of critiques. But I know that with Ines, she's going to give me honest feedback. It's going to be kind, but, it's not going to hurt my feelings, but she's not going to spare anything, So I always know that I can trust what she says. It's her real feeling. She's not trying to sugarcoat it, because we know each other well enough to know that we're not coming at it from a place of I'm trying to harm, and we're dealing with our art in a really respectful way, and we both want each other to succeed. So everything that she says, I know, is going to be with that spirit, and I can trust it. And that's really important in the relationship.
I agree. I think the trust is definitely important, and the humility of the friend as they help you with whatever issues and kinks you're working out. Once it's done and you get it right, they are not all over the place like, it was a mess when she sent it to me. You don't know what I had to tell her to do. Nobody's over there. She's not giving away the secrets. She's not giving away the hard times, and she's not taking credit for helping you, because friends just help friends. And so that's really what's important, and knowing you can trust this person to help you, and they're not ripping you off either. They're not like, oh, that's a good idea, I'm going to go do that in my next book too. And so they're not stealing from you either, and they're not telling everybody what they've done for you or in what way they've helped you so that they can get some kind of glory out of the relationship, but just that they are there with you and supporting you in the real life stuff, because the real life stuff and the writing stuff, sometimes it all gets complicated, and writing is so solitary while you're working on the book. You need a real person that's not living in your head to talk to.
Those are good tips. How do you make time for your bestie?
Well, this is Ines. With Leslie and I, we schedule the time. We have a weekly mandatory, don't even try to get out of it, no excuses accepted, mastermind meeting every day. Sometimes the time in the day changes, but it's mandatory. It's every week, and it has to happen. So, and during those times, we bring to the table problems that we have. We have some time to celebrate the good stuff that we did. We set goals, and we hold each other accountable.
I think go ahead, Allie. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. For Parker and I, we use Messenger, and we'll leave messages for one another that we can go and check as we have time throughout the day. So it might not be every day that we will send something, but we're in communication quite a bit.
Yeah, I pretty much blow up her messenger all the time, especially like Nigeria said, between, the writing life and the real life can get kind of complicated. And you're like, listen to me just, howl for several minutes. I need to talk. Oh, my gosh, you won't believe what happened. So I just love the fact that I can leave that message knowing that she'll get it and respond to it because I know she has my back. So I know Allie has my back. So that's why she's very kind, but I always blow up her messenger far more than she blows up mine.
I think, when I use every method of communication that exists to communicate with one another. We FaceTime, we text message, we Facebook message each other, and that's in between everything, work, school, kids, home, in transit to wherever one of us is going, and we kind of, generally give each other an overview of the week. Like this week, I'm going to be all over the place. Oh, this week I'll be home. This week, what's best, when we can best reach each other. So it's organic in a way and scheduled at the same time because we know each other's schedule. But we use whatever method works at the moment. If it's an emergency, we text, we call.
I know Leslie said they met in college. Are you all online buddies, or have you actually met each other face-to-face?
Now, Allie and I were online buddies, so I've never met Allie face-to-face. But we've talked on the phone, or we've talked primarily through Facebook Messenger because the time difference zones. But I've met her online, and we just have really such a close relationship that it doesn't matter if it's online. I know that it's real. So that's how me and Allie met.
Nigeria, I think you guys met. Did you met at a conference, or have you met before that?
No, our first meeting was at a conference, our first live meeting. So we had been communicating with each other online all of the time. And our first live flesh meeting was at the BW ABC in Memphis, and we did a workshop together, and everything. It was everything.
Have you guys ever considered writing a book together?
No.
That's really funny.
No, it's just funny because Allie and I started a project, and I still think we're going to see it through, but we did start a project that we were going to write together. It's going to be romantic suspense, and we had the world built and everything that literally life took a turn, and so we put it on hold for now, or I may finish it, and then we'll just work on something else together. But I am so thrilled to actually write with Allie because we just have our flow is so meshes together. It's so good. I know that one day we are going to write a book together or a series together. It can be done. It can. So that's why
to get that done.
Yes, it is going to happen. We just said it, Allie. It's going to happen.
That's right.
Yeah, Inez and I have written together. We haven't published it yet, but we have worked on the Paranormal Romance, and we have a plan for a series that we're co-writing. And I think our styles mesh really well, and also sort of not just the writing style, but just the approach to writing meshes really well. So whereas I'm a little bit more high-strung, she's more low-key, and it balances out really well. Leslie is not giving herself credit. I don't listen to her.
Nigeria, you all thought about writing together?
I think that it's a conversation that we've had, definitely. And I think that it would be awesome to see one of her suave African men woo a kind of uncouth Harlemite that lives in one of my books. That would be a nice combination.
I would pay so much money to see that combination. I am not kidding you. I want to see that combination so bad. So y'all really need to get that going.
Man, I got a whole bunch of questions, and you guys just went through them like with just talking. So I'm like, uh-oh. I found some quotes when I was trying to come up with different questions, and one I think it's like 4 of them. The first quote, it says, "A best friend can tell you things you don't want to tell yourself." Is that true for you guys?
For me and Parker, yep. she will tell me the truth. She don't hold back.
Yeah, you're right. You look like I ain't even lying. Oh, my gosh.
That's good. The next quote says, "I don't care if it's 4 a.m. You're my best friend, and I will be there for you."
I think that's true of any friendship, even outside of writers. Absolutely. I've had friends call me, of course, saying, "I need you." And I rub the crust out of my eye, put on some clean underwear, and I'm there. So, yeah, but I think that translates to writers as we said, you need to talk me down off the ledge, or being able to see, this writer friend is going off the deep end, let me go hold her hand or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Everyone hears what you say. Let me start that one again. Everyone hears what you say. Friends listen to what you say. Best friends listen to what you don't say.
Yeah, that comes with knowing somebody and kind of having that history that you developed and knowing, the spaces between what they're saying or what they're thinking or what's behind it, or even just asking the questions like, okay, because I know sometimes I will warn Ines, like I've told her, okay, if I start doing this, please stop me, because that means I'm acting crazy. Because I know enough to warn her, so now she will. She'll be like, remember when you told me to warn you? Yeah, you're doing that thing now. So
yes,
it's definitely, that's true.
I think it's also true that a best friend knows what you're going to say. So there are plenty of times where situations have occurred, and Unoma was like, "Don't say it. I know what you're going to say right now. Don't say it." You just hold on to that, my dear.
This is so true because, like Nigeria said earlier, writing life does complicate. Real life complicates your writing life. And sometimes because, in my experience, writers are so attached to the art. We're part of the art. The art is not just something we create. It's part of us. And having that person there to do what you need to do and to help you throughout the way, that's just what helps. That's what makes a writing bestie your bestie. And it's not always about distance. It's just about knowing that there is someone there who's going to listen to what I'm going through right now. I think that's the best part of having Allie as my writing buddy. I just, I know she's going to be there for me.
The last quote says, "Real friends are there to help you through your failures, not just celebrate your successes."
Yeah, that's true. There's been times where, you might not get what you were wanting or something in life or a contract, and I can always go to Parker and, vent to her, and, she's going to try and uplift me and help me not to be down about it, and, we just going to be there and helping one another.
Yeah.
I think that's another part of it, too, because so many people, and I know all of us on this call, on this podcast right now, can definitely attest to that, how people want to be with you when you're succeeding, when they see all the good things happening, but they're not there when you're behind the scenes trying to make this go, trying to make it work. You're sleepy, you're working, you got your kids, you got your other things that you're doing, and they don't see all that. And they don't see sometimes the failures that may come your way or sometimes the disappointments that may come your way. And so we can all attest to people wanting to be part of the whole shebang when you're successful, but they don't want to help you when you get there. They don't want to be with you on the journey. They just want to reap the rewards from your journey and not want to be part of that journey. And I think we all can attest to that, what you guys say.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think that very much.
you don't always want to share, the bad times with everybody, but you definitely need support then. So having somebody that you can turn to and be like, it's not going that great right now, and just knowing that that person is going to be a shoulder, to cry on or whatever, that is important that you have that place to fall.
I like that you all get each other. I really do. That's you can tell just by listening to you talk about some of you all finish each other's sentences. That's cool. I think that's great to have somebody to connect with like that. So you guys went over all my questions. I'm like, what am I going to do? How do you stay motivated? How do you keep each other motivated?
Oh, wow.
Parker's really good about sending, messages. She'll put in my messenger or on my Facebook, go, Allie, you can get your word count, just uplifting me.
Mm-hmm.
And I would say Unoma's really good at doing that as well. And we pray for each other. And she sends me scriptures. We send each other scriptures. We give each other, one day to be in your feelings. And, that day is over now, honey. Tape up. Let's go. You know what you're supposed to be doing. Okay. And we kind of, I think both of us, flip each other's language. So when I'm like, I hope, or she's like, I hope. No, you don't hope. You are. So let's go and let's do it. And we go and we do it. And we celebrate each other and pat each other on the back. And I think that is just the best motivation. And then seeing somebody who is just in the same situation as you, she says, I do a whole bunch, but she does a whole bunch of stuff that I sure enough can't do because I can't count. And she just on top of things. So she does a whole bunch of stuff that I just really can't do either. And so to see somebody who is doing all this stuff and is like, but you can do it too. It's like, yeah, I can do it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to be just like her. Okay. And we do it. And before we were even talking.
I see you guys pushing each other. I like that. You bring her over to something that you're trying out. Come on over, try it. And she's willing to, and you guys are willing to try, and I think that's cool, especially when you're doing promotion. Promotion is crazy by itself, but if you can get somebody to come with you, then, it's not too bad.
Yes. I think we both know
slide them on over to the Periscope.
Limitations.
Come on over to Periscope. Now come on over to Instagram. So you're not alone. You're doing it together. So, yeah, I like that.
Hi, this is Unoma. I think one of the things that's really important in being a bestie, and not just a writing bestie, but I guess a bestie overall, is not being high maintenance. Because in the way the world is, it's too fast-paced for me to worry about somebody else's feelings. I have to check, because it won't be organic that way. I have to check in, let her not think I didn't check in. She gets me. I get her. When I went out for surgery, I didn't hear from her forever. I called her. I'm like, look, I haven't heard from you. Yeah, but it's not a, oh yeah, you did me wrong kind of thing. It's I know you're busy, but pause and check me out a little bit. That kind of stuff, And I think that makes it more organic. It's not forced. It's not like a check mark I have to mark every day to say, okay, did I talk to her today? No, we both know our schedules. We both know how busy we are. We both know we're moms, wives. We have businesses. We have careers at the same time. So I think the ability for us to be able to be independent and interdependent at the same time goes a long way to the friendship.
Well, I have enjoyed this conversation, ladies. I would like each one of you to tell me how we can get in contact with you. First, tell us your latest book, and then tell us how we can get in contact with you online. We'll start with Parker and her bestie.
Well, you can get in contact with me by simply going to my website, parkerjcole.com, where you can get anything about me on my website. My latest book is Vengeful Vows, and the tagline is Hell Hath No Fury Like an Ex-Lover Scorned. And I'm really excited about that book. It's the third of the Sins of the Flesh series. And for your listeners, pick up a copy. I know you'll enjoy it.
Okay, so they can get a hold of me at my website, Allyson-Carter.com, and it has all the links for like Facebook and Instagram and everything on there. My newest release is Buried Secret, and someone is after Mary from her past and wants revenge and isn't going to stop until they get it, and I think everybody will enjoy the book.
Okay. Yes. You can reach me. Everybody can find me at NigeriaLockley.com. And my latest release is Tempted to Touch. And we've got A Marriage in Trouble, the reunion of two old lovers. And you've got to find out whether Kira Seagram will follow her flesh or follow the spirit. Unoma?
My latest book is titled He Changed My Name. It's an unlikely pairing between a pastor and an embattled pop star. They find love. He saves a soul and stuff. You can find me on www.unomanwankwor.com, my full name.com. Every platform I'm on is right on my website.
This is Leslie. I write as L Penelope, so you can find me on my website, which is lpenelope.com. And my latest book is Angel Fall. It's a paranormal romance about an angel and a half-angel who journey to the human world and discover that their love might destroy both the angel and the human worlds. And this is Ines. I write as Ines Johnson, and my website is InesWrites.com. And I would love it if your listeners gave my First in the Cinderella fairy tale retelling series a try, and that book is called Pumpkin. And the tagline is, having given up on fairy tales after falling for her toad of an ex, Pumpkin is afraid to take a chance on town royalty Nanny, who believes she just might be his soulmate. And again, that's free for a limited time, so grab it while I'm still feeling generous.
I want to thank you, ladies, for being part of Sormag's Writers Cafe tonight. I really appreciate you sharing your experiences with your besties. I would like to thank our sponsor for this episode, Cheryl Lister. I want to thank our listeners for taking time to listen to the podcast. Please feel free to write a review and let me know what you think of this episode. If you have a topic you wanted to discuss on the cafe, send your suggestions to lchwriter@gmail.com. This is LaShonda Hoffman, and I will see you on the next.